If you happen to watch Saturday's video report, you may recall that I mentioned the Philadelphia-Boston game on Friday night because it was a big 100-dime play on Friday for Jeff Benton. He was on the 76ers. But when I first turned the game on Friday evening on TV, Philadelphia was trailing big early 18-3. And then later when I came back and checked on the game on TV, Philadelphia was down by 15 points as a 2-point favorite at home at halftime. Well, you know what the story was there. Philadelphia, huge fourth quarter comeback. They come back and win the game and easily get the cover. Now, I'm thinking to myself after the fact two things. One, I'm thrilled, as I mentioned in yesterday's video report, that Jeff Benton got the win because, again, if I'm not betting on the game myself, my favorite play is always whatever the big play is for couple of handicappers here at the site, because I know that you, the customers, you always gravitate toward the big plays for the handicappers. So I always want them to win. And then, I always have a little buyer's remorse, I guess, because I'm sitting there and I'm going, geez, why don't I ever get those huge, monstrous comebacks by teams that I'm on? I don't know. I mean, I've been doing this forever, but I can't really say that I am on the side that has the monstrous comebacks. More often than not, I've got to be honest with you, and I'm not whining about it. I'm not complaining about it. I am the guy, after all, who says the breaks always, even out over the long run, and more often than not, they really do more likely go more in your favor than not. But of course, when they're going against you, it's really hard to see that the glass is more often than not more full than being half empty. But still, I'm usually the guy that, whose team is actually blowing the double-digit lead in the final 2 minutes of play than the one that is overcoming the double-digit deficit in the final 2 minutes of play. Just a little buyer's remorse here for a moment. Lo and behold, less than 24 hours later, there's the San Antonio Spurs against the LA Clippers yesterday. I mean, my God. What do they say? Be careful what you wish for, because sometimes it comes true. Well, Jesus, I wish I had found that $1 million lottery ticket yesterday. That's what I should have been wishing for. I mean, I said yesterday in my analysis, and remember, this was another 15-dime play for me, which matches the biggest play of my career when I gave you San Antonio yesterday. I said the Spurs would win yesterday's game as a 5-point road favorite against the Clippers by 9 to 11 points. Never in my wildest dreams did I think the Spurs would find themselves down by 24 points, and then need to go on a 24-0 run to go ahead and win the game by 10 points to make my prediction come true. So, thank you, the Boston Celtics, for choking against Philadelphia. Thank you, the gambling gods, for making my dreams of having a team come back from a monstrous deficit to get me a huge win and cover. I'm sure it'll be at least another 17 and a half years until I get another one of those types of comebacks. And bet my bottom dollar that I will never have another one of those type of situations come up again. But hi, everyone. Al DeMarco here, and this is going to be your Sunday video report. And listen, guys, I'm coming right back with another one of those plays again today. I understand that a 15-dime play does not sound as sexy, does not sound as glamorous as the 100-dime plays that Craig Davis and Chuck O'Brien cashed last night on the Oklahoma City Thunder, catching or getting the win against the LA Lakers. And aren't you all glad that Kevin Durant took the three-pointer instead of a traditional two-pointer against the Lakers, since the Thunder did go off as the 2-point and even a 2.5-point favorite last night against the Lakers instead of course, with the three-pointer, they won 103 to 100, and you all got the win, as did Chuck and Craig Davis. For Craig Davis, his 100-dime winner, number 7 out of 10, and he is now 2-0 with those plays in the postseason. Meanwhile, Chuck O'Brien two 100-dime NBA plays in his career, and he has won them both. Now, going back to me, in comparison to them, yeah, a 15-dime play does not sound as sexy and as big as a 100-dime play as those guys, but remember, 99% of my plays, guys, are rated between 5 and 15 dimes, so this is right there at the top of the scale. That's how big this one is, and today I've got another one, a 15-dime play on Miami and Indiana. Again, it matches the biggest NBA play of my career, guys. I am now 32-16 with these plays in the NBA. Over the past 3 years combined, it's as strong as yesterday's 15-dime play on the Spurs. And remember, I also gave you a 15-dime play on Indiana in game number 3 on Thursday night. Of course, today is circle the wagon time for Miami. Sure, the Pacers are playing at home. Sure, they're playing with confidence, but you know how important this game is for the Heat. Can they deliver today, or do the Pacers get the job done once more in the series for a third straight time as an underdog? That's the question to be answered. I think I've got the answer, and that's why it's another 15-dime release. Not only do I have a big play on this game, but Derek Mancini, who you may recall the last time these two met a couple of nights ago, he had another one of those bread and butter releases, those 40-dime plays, which have just been absolutely deadly this season. He is 15-2 with those 40-dime plays in the NBA this year because he gave you the Indiana Pacers on Thursday night when these guys met in game number 3 and cashed. Well, he's only had one play bigger in his career in the NBA, and that was a 60-dime play in game number 1 of the Miami-Indiana series, and that was a winner on the Heat. And today, his second ever NBA release of a 60-dime variety in his career on game number 4, the Heat and the Pacers. That's what Derek Mancini has going today. Heat and Pacers, second ever 60-dime NBA play of his career. Heat and Pacers. Again, 15-2 with the 40-dime plays this season. Second ever 60-dime play. He is undefeated in the series. That's what Derek Mancini has going for him today. Over the past 3.5 months, he is 46-26 overall in all sports combined. A $10 player has won $5,950. And that's what he has going. And, you know, hey, guys, the thought has just occurred to me, and I did this on Thursday for you, and bear with me. By the way, Charity Play of the Week is coming up in just a moment. Bear with me, guys, 1 second. I did this for you on Thursday, and listen, Derek and I, we both have huge plays on the exact same game, right? On Indiana and Miami. And if you just give me 1 second, if you had to know what I had to go through to find out what guys have here, let me see. Derek and I are on the exact same side of the game. Okay? So, I just told you. Derek this season, his highest rated plays, let's do it this way. The 40-dime plays and the 60-dime play, the 160-dime play he has had. His best bets in the NBA this season, his combined record, 16-2. Okay? That's his record, okay? Highest rated play in my career, looking for my third straight this week alone, and undefeated in this series. We're on the same side today of the Indiana-Miami game. So there you go. It doesn't really matter who you get it from. We're on the same side. There you go. Now, let me talk about the charity play of the week. You know what the deal is here, guys. And I'll get to my free plays here in a minute too, as I'm going to take a look at the San Antonio LA Clippers game from the totals perspective. And I also have a free pick in baseball coming up on the Florida Cleveland Indians contest. Hey, FYI, the Cleveland Indians are in first place in the AL Central. Who would have thunk it, right? Charity play of the week. I give you a play on a weekly basis. If it happens to win, because you're going to get it for free, I will then post a charity of my choice right here, a link to it, underneath my video report the following day, and I will ask you to make a contribution to that charity of my choice on an anonymous basis of an amount you choose to wish to donate. Total anonymity. It's done on the honor code system. I ask you to do it because it's the right thing to do. I think it makes good karma, and I think there's more important things than just gambling in the world. I will be responsible for the loss in revenue to the sites. I will be responsible for the loss of sales to the handicapper. I will be responsible for the loss of commissions to that handicapper as well. We will be doing this every day forever. We've been doing this for the past 2 months. Has it been overwhelmingly successful? No. Listen, if you're looking for somebody to lie to you, go to some website or call some 800 number guy who has a New York accent. What can I tell you? But it's like anything else. This is gambling, guys. It's going to go in streaks, both good and bad, and I'm sure it's going to go in the opposite way. You're going to get the play for free. Again, if it loses, there will not be a link here posted the following day. Again, if it wins, I'll put the charity of my choice up. If it loses, say la vie, and we'll try it again next week. But we're going to keep doing it right through football season. Hey, listen, money-making time in this business, it's the NBA playoffs, guys. And we're going to still keep doing it, even on a day like today with only 2 NBA games. Again, we got the Spurs-Clippers. It's the late game today, guys. And Matt Rivers is going for his 6th consecutive NBA winner. So he's won 5 in a row. Today, he has his 300,000 star Stone Cold Lock number 3 in a row on the Spurs Clippers. The significance of this play is he is a perfect 3-0 in the series. Obviously, the Spurs, he's had them in games 1, 2, and 3. 100,000 star play in game 1, 300,000 star play, just like today's in game number 2, 500,000 star play, just like I had a best bet on them yesterday. He had them in game number 3. Well, he has a 300,000 star play, again, his 3rd in a row, and his 4th straight winner in the series in game number 4, going tonight. I think it's a 10:30 Eastern time tip-off this evening, and it is a $65 play if you were to purchase this play on your own. I am going to give you a coupon code to get it for free. That coupon code is 65Rivers. 65 RIVERS. Now, if you're a newcomer to the site, guys, you go to Matt Rivers' page. You go ahead and you create an account. Take you less than a minute. You purchase the play, you put it in your shopping cart, then you'll see where you enter the coupon code, which will be 65Rivers, 65RIVERS. That will then take $65 off, leaving you with the total purchase price of $0, and that will get you his play and his analysis. And again, if it wins tomorrow, I put the charity link up here under the video report and ask you on the honor system to make an anonymous donation. Again, and I don't know who you are, and I don't know if you even make a donation. That's how it goes. It's the charity play of the week. I'm the only guy that would ever think of doing something like this in this business, but I want to do it, and we're going to keep doing it. So that's going to be the play. Now, let me talk about that particular contest first before getting to your free baseball selection. Guys, I'm looking at the total in this game, and I see a total here of 190 points. And I like this game to stay under the total. Listen, the Spurs had to expel so much energy and coming back from that 24-point deficit yesterday. At the same time, the Clippers really shot their wad in that game, building up the big lead and then watching the Spurs come back. So I think you have two interesting dynamics here. You have a Spurs team that is aging, playing the second game, back-to-back days. You have a Clippers team that is demoralized, and you have to wonder how much they have left in the tank. So I think you're going to see two teams that are going to be lacking, devoid of the typical energy levels that you would expect to see here in this particular playoff game. Thus, I think that you're going to see far less scoring opportunities. The other thing that's play into this contest is the fact that Chris Paul is not Chris Paul. And what I mean by that is this guy is just a shell of himself because of the numerous injuries he's been contending with over the past couple of weeks. And I mean, listen, you look at this. Chris Paul is shooting a little under 31% for the series, averaging just 9.3 points, 8.6 assists. Most telling, though, he's averaging a little over 5 turnovers a game in the series. Now, Blake Griffin had a monstrous game yesterday, but again, as I pointed out throughout this series, he had a great first half, but because of the knee, and now it's not just his left knee, which really needs a couple weeks rest, but you saw yesterday he tweaked his right knee. He's also playing with a slightly aggravated ankle sprain. when he has to sit down for an extended period of time, that's when he has a tough time getting back into the groove because that knee takes a while to get back into it. So when he starts a game, he's on fire. When he has to sit for an extended period of time, he just can't get back into the groove again. And you saw second half performance dip down after that monstrous first half. So I think, again, you also saw yesterday the Clippers being a tired team, missing 9 out of 18 free throws. They've shot just 66% from the line for the entire series. I go back to game number 4 as well of the Utah-San Antonio series. That was a nice closeout game situation for San Antonio. The Spurs had played so well in the first 3 games of the series, but in a closeout situation, suddenly the first 3 games in that series, the Spurs had scored 106, 114, 102 points, and then suddenly it was 87-81. I think you're going to see the same exact situation here. Very low energy game. I think that these two teams combined to score somewhere in, I don't think it's going to be the 170s. I think it's going to be in the low 180s. Doesn't really matter. Again, I think this one's going to stay well under the 190 price range, so I like this game to stay under the posted total. Now, the Indians, I'm going to go with them as a pick 'em to -110 favorite at home against the Florida Marlins. Again, who would have thunk it? The Indians lead the AL Central with a 23-17 record. They've been on quite a run. They've won 5 of their last 6 games. Derek Lowe, comeback player of the year, comeback player of the first half or first quarter of the season. I mean, this is a guy that the Atlanta Braves could not give away to anybody at the end of the season after last year going 9-17 with a 5.05 earned run average. Suddenly he's 3-0 with a 1.01 earned run average and 4 home starts at Progressive Park this season. He's coming off his 6-hitter last Tuesday at Minnesota. It was his first complete game since 2008, his first shutout since 2005. He's seeking to become the Major League's first 7-game winner today. 6-1 on the season with a 2.05 earned run average, and the Indians have won 6 of his 8 starts. Meanwhile, Josh Johnson, 1-3 with a 5.36 earned run average, has pitched better in his past 2 starts, and his ERA is still 5.36 on the season. That should tell you something. Indians coming off a 2-0 shutout yesterday. I'm going to go with them again today. So that'll do it, guys. Good luck to you all, and I will catch you again on Monday.